Hi, it's Candace Breen from It's All Good, Magic, er, Magic, and Earth Medicine. So it's great to see you all. I have I am in the process of getting some interviews up on the podcast. It's just that it's summertime, and during summer, I'm usually busy with the kids and running around, and I also published a children's book this summer, so it's been quite busy. I do apologize that I haven't gotten the blog up or anything like that, but I am greatly looking forward to the show and to making all of this work. Out here in the back is the only time I get to myself, so I'm a mess, and it's I'm just recording this video because I felt like I should, as I haven't had the chance to do anything much this summer. Which, you have these plans and you start to do stuff, and then things don't go the way as you intended. I had a medical procedure this summer that didn't go as planned, and it sort of knocked me out of commission for 2 weeks. So that's 2 weeks of no exercise, no doing anything, and that starts to eat away at your soul. And me being the very active person that I am, who's always doing stuff, that really put me in a depressive slump. So I was not able to concentrate on things. I'm also doing more readings now, which I'm very stunned at doing. I've been asked to do some psychic work at Northern Lights Holistic in Portsmouth here locally for 2 days a week. I'm really excited. I have been wanting to do it, and I guess it wasn't the right time. And then all of a sudden I got nervous and I started doubting my abilities that I've had for my entire life, which isn't that interesting how we do that to ourselves. I also, this weekend, I'm doing a gallery reading, and all the spots filled up, and not only was I thankful, but I was nervous. Again, there I am. So I went over making sure I do readings right, and things like that. It's just crazy. It's funny because I've had these abilities since I was a little child, and now when people ask me to perform on them, because I've always done them for people for free, and just whenever a spirit contacted me and would ask me to do something for them, I did a lot of channeling and things like that, and I didn't think twice about it. But now I'm second guessing myself and wondering if people are going to criticize what I do and the way I do readings and mediumship things. So there's some people who just can do it just like that, boom, 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 and I can, but I've never done them in a way that I was going to be judged. Some while back, I walked away from the spiritualist church. I was a spiritualist minister because there was a lot of bureaucracy and things I just didn't approve of. I asked to do, they have this psychic fair every, I think once a month or so. And since I was on their rotating minister schedule, I've given services and done a lot of things there and have great lectures and sermons. I asked if I could do one, and the president at the time told me that I have to go before the board and be approved and be judged. And I automatically started doubting myself. I got very nervous, and I said, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to have someone judge me on my abilities to see if I'm genuine or something when I know that I am. And what a synchronicity, about a week or so ago, I received a phone call from the new person who handles everything over there, asking me to be a part of their psychic fair. And I meant to return the phone call. I just didn't get around it because I was in a fog moment. Where I was trying to figure out myself and being more confident in my ability. So I I did not respond. And also I wanted to go, but I decided that I was already denied once at that place, and I was told that I had to prove myself. I really didn't want to go there and have to deal with that. And it's very sad that it comes to that in our field. It shouldn't, but it does. And it makes me unhappy that everything comes down to things like that, which is so not nice. I've also been hesitant to do live videos, to post on my blog, because I thought that I'd have to have a special camera crew. It wouldn't look professional. And I had this camera that I had to set on a tripod and carry around with me. And it was just so much work that I just decided not to do it. But then for my anniversary, my 12th anniversary, my husband and I's 12th wedding anniversary, he gave me this cool thing that I can carry around with me that's portable, and it's really good, and I'm using it right now, in fact. So I'm a little, forgive me on not being able to do justice to it. I promise it'll get better. So now I can able to what they call vlog instead of vlog. So on my blog, magickandmedicine.blogspot.com, where you should be seeing this video, I can post these, which is really nice. Because sometimes I have things to say and I don't feel like typing all the time, and I don't get a chance to sit down and do it. I'm even writing my stories via voice text these days, because I have to squeeze it in between camps and activities with the kids and things with my husband and going out and enjoying the summer and yard work and my garden, which has been very good. Another thing I wanted to say is I've embraced, I don't really like titles, but people ask me what I should call myself, author, artist, and I'm still a minister, but I really don't do a lot of that. I do more pagan things, more pagan ministry, hand fasting and dedications, things like that, all those things. But I like to call myself healer mystic. And yeah, you can call me a green witch too, because I am very earthy. I do have the greenest of green thumbs, and I've always had. I have some plants that are indoor plants that I've had for over 20 years that I've they've made babies for me, and I've given them away, and it's just it's just something natural that I've always been able to do. And my garden back here is a bit of a mess, so I'm not really showing it because we had lots of rain, and there's some stuff that has overgrown. I'll just give you a look-see. So you'll see I've had peas and beans, and they really have done me good. I eat them a lot, and some of my family does too, and there's nothing better than being able to harvest from your own garden. And I love it. I love doing this. And so some of them are brown because they're done. I started in April, and with the peas, because they're great when it's frosty, it's outside. They will do well. And I have my potatoes, and I have tomatoes out there, and it's just beautiful. And when I'm out here, it's peaceful. I love it. And I have harvested lots of my herbs. I have a ton of herbs. I have so many herbs. I'll probably show you. There's some herbs lining over there, and I have some. We have a good sized property, so I have some over there in different places. I have a huge thing of rosemary. I got one year from a friend who gave me this little rosemary plant, and boy, has it flourished. And I have so much. And I harvest it and dry them. I dry the herbs, and I put them in little jars, which you'll be able to purchase on this blog, on this site soon. I have them. You can use them for any kind of medicine, earth medicine, or magical uses that you want. And they're all organic. There's no pesticides, no chemicals, none of that. That's how I do my gardening. I don't believe in chemicals. It's not good for you, it's not good for the plant, and it's not good for Mother Earth. So I will try to do more of these vlogs. I just want to do an introduction one and say I'm getting my act together. I've listened to a lot of other people's who are in the same, like in the occult sphere, and witchcraft, or new age, all of that. And what I have done with that is I've listened to it and see how they do things and see what I can do. So it's coming along. And sometimes I think I'm too old. I'm 43. I've had a career as a teacher years. If you read my bio, I think I was 21. I was 21, young and thin and all that beautiful. And I was a young school teacher. I taught for 11 years before getting married and having children, and then going home and going into real estate, which didn't work out. I felt that I didn't have the right personality for. And also I had babies, so it was hard to do that and be away from my babies. I also had a broker at the time who told me I had to choose between the real estate or my family. I told him, well, you lose. I'm going home. And that's what happened. So, and it's been quite a journey. I feel that I've traveled a lot. It's been quite a journey to get right back where I initially was in the first place. I didn't have the vocabulary at the time when I was a child. I didn't have the vocabulary. I knew what it was, but I didn't know. I just thought it was natural. I knew that my parents had their psychic abilities that they used for not for the greatest uses. As I'm West African American. A direct line here. My ancestors came here and brought their culture. They were aboard the Clotilda, and which was the last illegal slave ship brought into Mobile. And with them, they brought their culture, Voodoo, and they formed Africatown. And my grandfather lived there. One of my first cousins lived there, who's still alive. He's not that older than I am. So, and I learned a lot growing up. I saw a lot of things, but I wasn't afraid. I just knew that I didn't want to use it that same way. So I think I had to take the journey so I wouldn't go down the dark path, which I'm very glad, so that I could be good and know what I stood for, what my feelings were, develop my confidence, although I sometimes doubt myself, and become the person that I am today. So people may look at me and say she's too old to do this, she's full of crock, and she's not successful. I think I'm pretty successful in the things that I've chosen to do. I started writing when I was in 3rd grade. I'm now a very successful published author here, and I'm writing all the time. So there it is. And the great thing is I'm free to be me. And I have a husband who's very supportive and likes my uniqueness. And I see my children's gifts, especially my oldest, our daughter, developing. And so I think I'm ready for this. And I learned something. I listened to something on someone's podcast, and they said, when you do the work, the opportunities will come. I always wondered why I was never asked me and all my abilities to go. I've only done two professionally and paid for, and people paid me to do it. House clearings. And I wondered why people weren't asking me to do more. And I guess that because I wasn't doing the work, I wasn't immersed in the work, I wasn't reading and learning and studying. So I think that that's probably why. And again, I heard that in the podcast. Someone said, when you do the work, the opportunities will come. And when I started digging, because I've had a lot of time this summer. Last summer I was working on my doctorate in metaphysics, so I didn't have a lot of time to work on my craft. This summer I've been free, and I sussed around for a little bit, doing other things, and said, this is it. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And when you start to do things, you start to see, this support from others from spirits, and like ocean appeared to me, and I was very stunned. So did the horn god, and I never expected it at all. And they want my help, and I'm so happy. So, thank you for listening and traveling with me on my journey. I know it's not the greatest film, but I intend to do more. So just stay with me. Subscribe so you can see my adventures. And you may not see much now, but there's more coming. I'm just getting started. Also, you notice that my old podcast, Awakened Path Radio, I just changed the name to It's All Good. That one, Magic, Mysticism. That's what the word I couldn't remember in the beginning. Magic, Mysticism, and Earth Medicine, because that's what I'm focusing on. So and it was just so complicated to delete all my episodes and upload another one. I just said I'll just roll it over, put the new age stuff with this stuff, which it relates. So you'll hear on the old episodes, I haven't recorded any new episodes except one under the new name. So you'll hear all the old theme songs and the announcement, welcome Awakened Path Radio. So you'll hear that. I will record when I'm getting there. Summertime, it's a little bit complicated, but just you can listen to those old things, but you won't find many occult topics. But thank you, and have a great day. Blessed be.